This is the key to quiz number 1, which was on solving linear equations. So if you look at number 1, we have this linear equation, and there are parentheses involved. There's a parentheses on this side and a parentheses on this side. So remember, the approach you want to take here is that you want to remove the parentheses, and you're going to do that by using distributive property, because if you look at when you read the left-hand side, it says 5 plus 3 times, and in parentheses, 2x minus 1. And over here, this says 6x minus 2 times 2x minus 3. So you're multiplying whatever's inside that parentheses by 3 here, and you're multiplying whatever's inside the parentheses, in this case x minus 3, by, and you can think of this as adding a negative 2, so you'll be distributing a negative 2. Some students make a mistake, though, and they want to say 5 plus 3 is 8 and distribute 8. That's not correct. So remember, the order of operations says you have to multiply before you add. So you must use the distributive property first. So don't say 5 plus 3 is 8 and distribute the 8. That's mathematically incorrect. So remember the order of operations. All right, so when I distribute the 3 here, I get 5 plus 3 times 2x is 6x. And then 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. Minus x equal, and over here, I get 6x. And when I distribute the negative 2 times x is a negative 2x. And a negative 2 times a negative 3 is a positive 6. Then combining like terms, let's combine the variable terms first. Positive 6x and a negative x, negative 1x, 6x and a negative 1x is 5x. 5 subtract 3 is 2, equal. And on this side, 6x minus 2x is 4x plus 6. So I have this linear equation, so I'm going to bring the variables one side, constants to the other. So let's go ahead and subtract 4x on both sides. And when I do that, 5x minus 4x is 1x plus 2 equal 4x minus 4x is 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. Subtracting 2 from both sides to get x by itself. And then combining like terms, 2 and a negative 2 is 0. So x plus 0 is x equal, and then 6 minus 2 is 4. And so there's your solution. So assuming I did all this work correct, that's a solution. So if you were to substitute 4 back into the original expression, into the original equation, the left side would equal the right side. And you can check this if you have time. Now, usually on a timed test, you don't have time to check, but you can check here. So watch. Let me just show you what you would get if you were to check. So here's the original. So if you want to check to see if x equals 4 is correct, is the solution. So since we're saying x equals 4 is the solution, the left side has to equal the right side. And so if let me just go ahead and rewrite the original problem. And wherever you see the variable x, I am going to substitute 4. So here's what I have. I have, let's see, okay. I have 5 plus 3 times 2 times x, which is 4, minus 1. And I'm subtracting 4, because x is 4. And I want to see if that's going to equal 6 times 4 minus 2 times 4 minus 3. Okay, so using the order of operation, I'm going to do what's inside the parentheses first. So inside the parentheses here, I'm going to have to multiply before I subtract. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then 8 minus 1 is 7. So this right here is 7. So I get 5 plus 3 times 7 minus 4 equal, and inside the parentheses here, 4 minus 3 is 1, so that's 6 times 4 minus 2 times 1, right? And then notice on the left side, I have multiplication and then addition, subtraction. So I'm going to do multiplication first, the order of operations. So 5 plus 21 minus 4, and I want to see if that's going to equal. And on this side, I have multiplication, multiplication, subtraction. So I'm going to do multiplication from left to right. So 6 times 4 is 24, minus, and then 2 times 1 is 2. All right, so let's add and subtract from left to right on this side. 5 plus 21 is 26, And then 26 minus 24 is 22. Over here, 24 minus 2 is 22, and so notice the two sides are equal, so x equals 4 is correct. Okay, so you can check these if you have an assignment like this, but on a test, just remember you're pressed for time, so checking will probably eat up some of your time. So as long as you have all these steps correct, then this should be the solution. Okay, number 2. So number 2, we have this linear equation, and it was this. It was x divided by 3 plus 4x minus 3 divided by 2 equal x plus 1 divided by 2 minus the 6. All right, so I have fractions this time, and so the best way to solve this linear equation is to clear the fractions. And so we're going to clear the fractions by multiplying both sides by the LCD. And so the smallest number that 3, 2, 2, and 6 will go into is 6. And so now I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. So I'm going to put, since I have two fractions on this side and two fractions on that side, I'm going to put both of those in parentheses. And I'm going to multiply by 6. So I get 6 times, and I'll use brackets instead, x divided by 3 plus 4x minus 3 divided by 2. So the left side is being multiplied by 6, and the right side is also being multiplied by 6. So what you do to one side, you do to the other. So remember, the whole purpose of multiplying both sides by the least common denominator is to clear those fractions. And now I'm going to distribute, since I introduced brackets or parentheses. And when I distribute, I get 6 times x divided by 3 plus 6 times, and then this fraction, which is 4x minus 3 divided by 2, equal, and then 6 times this fraction, which is x plus 1 divided by 2, minus, and then 6 times 1, 6. All right? And then remember, the whole purpose of multiplying by the LCD is to clear those fractions, so these denominators now be factors of 1. And so when you reduce, you'll see that you will get 1 in the denominator. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 into 6 is 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 6 is 3. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 6 is 3. 6 into 6 is 1. 6 into 6 is 1. So notice 1, 1, 1, 1. And now what we have is this. We have 2 times, remember x over 1 is x, so 2 times x is 2x, plus, and then I'll be careful here because that's a 3, right? But this reads as this. This says 3 times this. So you got to put this in parentheses. So this must be written as 3 times 4x minus 3, because both of those terms that's in this numerator right here have to be multiplied by 3. So make sure you put that in parentheses. Equal, and the same thing here. Both of those terms that's in the numerator has to be multiplied by 3. So that's 3 times x plus 1. And then minus, and then 1 times this 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. Now we have to use the distributive property again, right? All right, so I get 2x plus, all right, 3 times 4x is 12x. And then 3 times a negative 3 is a negative 9, equal, and then 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1. Combining like terms, 2x plus 12x is 14x minus 9, equal, and then 3x, and then 3 subtract 1 is positive 2. Bring the variables one side, constants to the other. I do have a linear equation, so let's go ahead and subtract 3x on both sides. 14x minus 3x is 11x, and 11x minus 9 equal 3x minus 3x is 0, and you're left with 2. Add 9 to both sides. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to put this here. Combining like terms, get 11x. This is 0, equal 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. And then divide both sides by 11. And then 11 divided by 11 is 1. So 1 times x is x. And then 11 divided by 11 is 1. All right, so assuming you did all this work correct, this is your solution. All right, so that is the key to the quiz number 1 on solving linear equations.